I sent Raymond the intern on a mission. I gave him $200 cash and told him to come back with all of the gear necessary to do a lot of different types of photography. $200? Can it be done? Frankly, I wasn't sure what he would come back with. But while I was hanging around here, Raymond was out making deals. I'm pleased to say that Raymond came back with an abundance of gear for $200. Is it new gear? No, it's used. But it's very gently used, and there's a lot of it. The question I want to answer is, can you set up a complete DSLR photography kit on almost no budget? Let's take a look at what he came back with. It's amazing. A bag, a camera body, 2 lenses, a flash, and a few extras. Raymond scoured online listings on Craigslist and other classified ad sources, and he tried to get as much as possible from a single deal, rather than a lens here or a body there. He wanted to find someone selling a small collection. He got a Nikon D50 camera body. This is an older camera body from almost 10 years ago. Technology has moved forward since then, but honestly, I used to have one of these, and now that there's one again here in my lab, it's hard to put it down. It's lightweight, easy to carry, and it shoots and shoots. I expected to be disappointed by the bad old days of DSLR photography, but you know what? The photos look great. You can shoot RAW or JPEG. It has a solid dynamic range and plenty of latitude for post-processing. Initially, I thought the pictures were horrible. The LCD screen on the back doesn't have very good color or highlight rendition by today's standards, and it's really very small. But I solved that problem by turning imagery view off. I do that anyway. It helps me focus on what I'm shooting rather than on what I just shot. It's a capable camera, and I took advantage of the whopping 1/500th flash sync. Also, unlike the entry-level bodies of today, it has an in-body focus motor, so all of these older Nikon AF lenses will autofocus without issue. In fact, it's a great body to use on some of these older lenses because you can save money on the body and on the lenses. So, the bottom line is that I was prepared to be disappointed by picking up a D50 after a number of years. The screen is small, some of the options are limited compared to what you're used to today, but overall, I could shoot with it every day, even in 2014. Now let's talk lenses. In the deal, Raymond picked up 2 of the most popular lenses from back in the day, the 18-55 pre-VR version and the first G lens version of the 70-300 f4 to f5.6. There's no VR on this version, and it requires a focus motor in the body, which, again, the D50 has. These aren't the sharpest lenses in my collection, but they can hold their own. They are variable aperture zooms, which I talk about in a video here, but add a prime like the 35mm f1.8 DX to the collection, and you're ready for almost any lighting situation. Most importantly, a body and a wide angle, all the way to 300mm telephoto for $200. In the same deal, Raymond scored this cool multi-section bag, a wireless remote, and some of the essentials like the battery and charger. Oh, and a memory card for the camera too. In short, for $200 and starting with no gear in his hands, Raymond came home with a setup that was ready to shoot. Does the D50 hold its own feature-wise with something like the D800 or D4S or even a D3300? No, there are plenty more bells and whistles on the newer cameras. However, let's talk about the most important aspect, getting the image. I've been out and about with the D50 for a few weeks now. Not only am I having lots of fun with it, I'm getting the same images that I normally get with my more expensive cameras and lenses, all for less than most new point-and-shoot cameras would cost you today. Should you run out today and buy a 9-year-old used camera? That's your decision. But the point here is that if you want to get started and you don't have a lot of money to spend, you can get yourself set up pretty darn well with more gear than you expect and spend a fraction of what you could end up spending on brand new gear. Don't get me wrong, I love my babies like my D800, but using this D50 reminded me of one thing. Good images are good images, and bad images are bad images, whether I'm shooting with this or with this.